Hey guys, just wanted to come here and talk to you about what could happen and what will happen when God has chosen you out of your own family. Okay, so a lot of you have heard about Cain and Abel. Cain and Abel were the sons of Adam and Eve after they were kicked out of the garden. Eventually, they had a third son. I think his name was Seth. But Cain and Abel worshiped the Lord in two different ways. But Cain had had anger towards Abel, so he killed Abel. Okay, so that was his own brother. Okay, so if you're a Christian, if you accept God as your Lord and Savior, don't be surprised if your own family is gonna betray you. Okay, we also learn. I have my notes here. We also learn about Joseph in the Old Testament, that he was sold into slavery by his brothers. Um, that's in Genesis chapter 37, verse 18 to 36. So Joseph, um, he was eventually became the second in command in Egypt under Pharaoh, but his own brothers envied him. Okay, his own brothers envied him, and they took him to the wilderness because his dad had given him instructions to go see if their brothers are doing what they're supposed to do. So when Joseph showed up, they all conspired to kill him. Well, they didn't kill him. What they did is that they dug a hole and they pushed him inside and they left him there for about, I don't know, a couple of days. Uh, then what? Then they sold them to the Egyptians. Okay, so they sold them. So the Egyptians took this guy to Egypt. That's where Pharaoh was. But his own brothers envied him. His own brothers sold him into slavery. Again, another story about a man that was chosen by God, that was hated by his own family, and God used him in a tremendous way. Another story is about King David. That's in the book of Samuel, First Samuel, chapter 17, verse 28, where his brothers also, I mean, he had a lot of brothers, but he had one in particular that didn't like him. He just has so much anger towards David, so much envy, so much, just why this kid? He was the youngest one, and I was like, another brother, another brother that's gonna envy you. Okay, that's brother. Same mom, same dad, same everything. It's gonna happen. It will happen. It's written in the Bible, story after story after story after story. Okay, and the last one is the prodigal son. The prodigal son. It's a parable in Luke chapter 15, verse 11 to 32. So there's these two sons that they were part of a wealthy family, and one of them was like, you know what, I'm gonna try the world. I'm gonna told his dad, I want my inheritance right now. Give it to me. And the dad said, okay, well, here's your inheritance. The guy went to a different town. He splurged it. You name it, that's what he did. Okay. He had fun. He drank. He pretty much did whatever he wanted with his inheritance. Eventually, he lost it all completely. He was even got a job feeding the pigs at some ranch, you know, and he even liked what the pigs were eating better than what he was getting as a homeless man. Eventually became homeless. So he said, you know what? I'm going to go back to my dad's house. This is not working for me. It's not working for me. So he makes his way back home, and his dad sees him walking from far away. That's my son. That's my son. So he started running towards him. As soon as he came close to him, he grabbed him, picked him up, hold him tight, and says, "Son, welcome home. Welcome home." But his other brother wasn't happy. His other brother called his dad out and said, "Dad, what? No, 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 no. I don't like this. How can you treat him just just like that? He left. He took half the inheritance and he splurged it, and now you're gonna welcome him back?" And his dad said, "Your brother was dead and now he's alive." So the point of all this is that all of these Bible stories, all these characters in the Bible, they were chosen by God and their own family members, blood relatives were envied. They didn't like that person. They sold him to slavery. They killed his brother. If you're living in an environment where you feel that God has chosen you, don't be surprised if you're being hated on from your own family. You're going to be hated on by society, your friends, people in your own group. You might belong to a Bible study that there's going to be somebody there that's hating on you. It happens. It's going to happen. Question is, how are we going to address the issue? Well, we address the issue by praying and talking to that person and see what God comes up with to amend the situation. But you will gonna have people that are gonna start attacking you in your own community, your own Bible study, your own family. So don't be surprised if one day you start feeling that you're being attacked and you don't know what to do. Well, you're not alone. Many stories in the Bible prove it that it happens more than once, time and time and time again. Jesus Christ himself, his own people crucified him. So let me know your thoughts. I'm curious to know what you guys have to say about this. Jesus loves you.